Okay, should we do a bit of guided read? I think that would be nice. So basically, all I'm going to do is literally just show you what we were going to do in class. Like, it's nothing fancy. It's literally step by step as if we were in school. So let me just get my screen up and slideshow on current side. So guided read. So lesson 1 is kind of a recap on what we've done before. So it's kind of like the prediction lesson that we did when we looked at the front covers of The Monsters of Rookhaven. And I think we've looked at some others. I can't remember. It seems forever ago now. So we're just going to look at the front cover of our new book. So I have got some gifts and stuff in here, but I don't actually know if it's going to work. We're going to give it a go. Yeah! Can you see him? He's like a koala on the screen. Okay, so our guided reading text in terms 3 and 4. So hopefully we'll start this at home, but then fingers crossed we'll be back at school in term 4 and we can carry it on. Is Skunk and Badger by Amy Timberlake, and Mr. Beige thinks it's an excellent choice, as you can see. So today we are going to use the front cover of the book to predict what we think might happen in the story. We've done this a couple of times before at school. But this time we're just going to make our predictions just kind of that little bit more sophisticated, a bit more year 5. So this time you're going to tell me what you think the book might be about, but you need to justify it with evidence. So you can't say, well, I think, you know what, it's going to be about a skunk and a badger. And I think it's autumn. That isn't really enough. You have to kind of back it up with the evidence. So what we were going to do in class was use a couple of different colour pens. Mr. Beige's nice red maths pens, probably, that are actually still in my cupboard, don't tell him. So you make your prediction in one colour, but then you'll justify your evidence from the other. So instead of just saying I think it's about a travelling skunk, you would say I think this book will contain a travelling skunk because the skunk has a suitcase. And I know that I take a suitcase on holiday, so maybe the skunk has been on holiday. Something like that, just something like a little bit deeper. So something like this. Okay, so for example, my prediction is that this skunk has recently travelled. And I'm going to back it up with my evidence by saying he's holding a suitcase, and people take suitcases on holiday. So I think the skunk might have been on holiday recently. Lucky skunk. Clearly not in coronavirus, obviously. And then I have made a prediction about the badger as well. So I've said the badger, I think, is probably not that happy to see the skunk. And I've backed it up with my piece of evidence by saying the badger is frowning, like he's displeased. Like, the badger's not smiling. He obviously doesn't really know this skunk. He's not really happy to see the skunk. So those were just kind of my bits of evidence. So if you just want to just have a quick look at the front cover of the book and just make yourself maybe, I don't know, between 3 and 5 kind of little predictions about what you think it might be about. Email us and tell us, because that would be nice to know that, you know, someone's out there and listening, and there's something beyond these 4 walls of my house at the moment. So yeah, make a prediction. If you want to email us and tell us, that would be great. If not, that's absolutely fine. You need to keep your prediction, because tomorrow we are actually going to do something with it. So here's a big version of this. So then you can just kind of, there we go. There's a big version of the book, so you can have a real look. I mean, have a look in the background and things. There's lots of quite interesting things to pick out in this front cover. And then tomorrow we're going to expand it a little bit by looking at the blurb of the book and just seeing what is going to happen next. So no reading ahead, because it is available out there. We're going to do that all together later in the week. Okay, see you soon.